I want to thank Rebecca Aronson with Badmouth for letting me read from Let Down, which is my new collection. It just came out March 31st. And it's a book of prose poems. They're all untitled, but they're numbered, and it's all sort of linked. So in some ways it's like a 64 section, very long poem. It covers the topic of motherhood, but also as it relates to infertility and having a child with special needs. So that said, why don't I go ahead and read some sections of the book to you, and then you can get a sense for what it's all about. And I'm not going to talk much in between the sections because since they're all linked and untitled, there's not much to say to introduce each piece, and it sort of breaks up the flow of the narrative. So I'll just go ahead and read. Number 4. I want to describe it, to tell the whole story, but the birthing suite and its muted walls were details lost in rage. And the Joni Mitchell I played, the candy of her voice, could not be heard over my retching. That all the ways I thought I had prepared were like closing a sliding door on a tsunami, that I couldn't listen to myself whimper anymore, the anesthesiologist floating to me like a goddess in institutional blue, while I leaned over, trembling, as the thick, blissful needle slipped deep into my back while I hugged the ball of you. How this is the point where what was should overlay on top of what should have been, that your heart decelerated, machines binged, and your father fetched the nurse, that nurses and doctor rocked my dead legs back and forth to dislodge you, that I had to push you out before full dilation, my cervix tearing, and the doctor was stitching for so long, and you, glistening violet, looked me in the face, and the minute you latched on, I became remade in your image, that I would have liked to do it again, but by the time it was possible, I couldn't. And I'm going to read number 18. We search the spring for carnivals and find St. Charles in Toluca Lake, so we go, as if we could drive by all those neon rides etching their geometry onto the sky. Dirt on our feet, a shattered rainbow of raffle tickets, confetti the ground, and kiddie cars turn you in tight circles twice, punctuating your dusk with delight. It could be 30 years ago, teens in crop tops, goldfish and plastic bags, ribbed beer cups in the hands of red-faced men who clearly need a drink. A hotel band does its best with oldies as grannies toe tap to All Shook Up. Missing are hot Zeppelis in greasy bags and the Virgin Mary pinned with dollars. Otherwise, I could be you again. Wind pressing your eyes closed, mosquito bites as big as quarters, the flying swings spinning your heart out on a chain as fireworks become exclamation points, sparking the sky with chromatic rain. Number 22. Joy is pocket-sized, like quarter rides. We could ignore the patina of grime on the pagodas in Chinatown, where dusk drops wet against the steamed windows of the dumpling shop, which is one bead on a string that went herb shop, gold Buddha shop, bonsai shop, repeat, until pinwheels in the pinwheel store turned to the breeze and you said, "Bye, wind," than blue kisses I tried to catch. I carried pockets so full of quarters, we jingled as we headed past the koi fountain teeming with ghost fish, past the old smoking man, past lanterns sunburned red to pink, to the plaza where paint-flecked rides bucked against the gloom, and we paid again and again until the mechanical frog churned and galloped you all the way past believing we would ever find ourselves empty-handed. And I will read number 23. EEG creation date 15/29/39, August 23rd, 2012. I think the brain is rivers of electricity, is cities of electricity, that it looks like a metropolis from an airplane. Your electricity is learning new routes, like how to work around glioses, little scars, little scares. Your EEG is a paper of squiggly lines, a code, each line telling the story of impulses, some lines quivering with uncertainty. In the office I said, look, now you get to become a robot, as the tech gelled wires to your head. I said, look, you are a handsome sheik who must be still, with a white sheet wrapped around multicolored wires, plugged into a silver box with a heavy cord, leading to a computer that wrote 31 lines about your brain. I said, look, the computer just wrote a poem about your legs and how they have a mind of their own. I said, let's beep like robots. I said, don't move now. I said, okay, tell me how old you are again. You said, free. That's right, free. I'm going to jump ahead to number 47. Deja vu was the same bright red gem of blood on the toilet paper, the same profound cramping, the same newsletter saying my fetus was the size of a poppy seed. So early, such an ovum is just a whisper of maybe. One can barely call it a miscarry when what is carried is just a speck of desire embedded in blood. That night you curled in the dark of your bed as my face glowed by computer light. I haunted websites for grieving mothers and clicked on pictures of lost children to let mourning sicken me, to make me retch, to let it draw out every last clot. Those babies belong to others, but I have no faces for what I lost. So I co-opted eyes and smiles frozen in photo time. Eyes and smiles, not mine. I address a you in the book, which is my son. And in most of the book, he doesn't have an opportunity to say much. But I'm going to read to you number 54, where he gets to step forward and assert his own voice. You say, I don't want to calm down. I want to calm up. I say, I need you to be patient. And you say, being patient is not available. You say, I'm upset because my other nostril ran out of batteries. I say, you're cute and I love you. And you say, I'm cute and I love you too. You say, when I grow up to be a flying pest, I'm going to guard your apples. You say, when I was a baby, I had cutie marks. And I say, and now you have beauty marks. And you say, I have buta marks because I'm beautiful. You say, I coughed up my tummy. You say, does this splinter make me look fat? I ask, what do you want for breakfast? And you say, I want silver linings for breakfast. I say, I love you. And then I ask, don't you want to say I love you too? And you say, I'm loading, Mama. You have to wait. You say, Mama, I want to drink a case of you. Number 61. All those years adrift in our spaceship with its weird silvery angles and odd pinging, but now this therapy office where we have landed feels a little like your home planet. How good it is to be surrounded by creatures who look just like jostling boys drawing math figures onto the air as if it were a plane of paper and their fingers were markers made of magic. When the front door to this lobby closes with a quiet click, you twitch your way in and grab a wand from your pocket. Well, not a wand, really, but a stick of lightning to trace constellations on the ceiling. Well, not a stick either, to be honest, but a mind that makes these things out of dendrites and synapses, while the rest of us from the duller part of Earth act like we're the clever ones. And I will finish up with number 62. The mother of the adult autistic child who still lives with her is ready to offer me advice in the ladies' room, where I am cornered against the whir of hand dryers. Another sends me messages with names of advocates and stories of her own son's violence. I deflect, thinking you are not like them, just as they must have denied mothers of boys with no words, who must have denied mothers pushing sons in wheelchairs through the doors of the neurologist's office. Then at the 4th of July carnival, you, a misfire sparking against the night, your energy all wrong, there is the mother of the typical boy who offers me a look to say, I'm sorry, but I interpret it as something to be slapped off her face. It takes a while to strip expectations away, to peel off the layers until we're holding our child's happiness in the palm of our hand, as pure as the simplest silicate mineral, and to then say, it is enough. Thank you.